and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. The ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football, no. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how do we the Miami Heat of football? Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. You still on the field, man. Guess what? Yeah. When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now this was just getting started right here on the lunch break, and the legendary KYOK, as well as the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on kyokradio.org, and it is our Throwback Thursday. So I'm ready to get to it. And I'm gonna ruin it again. If you are one of those people who want to watch the Olympics without knowing the outcome before you watch them, turn your radio down now, AM 1140, 92.3. If you're streaming live on kyokradio.org, hit pause. If you're on Facebook at The Lunch Break, KYOK, hit pause. YouTube, The Lunch Break with AJ Jones, and Twitter. Y'all don't care on Twitter. You know, y'all act crazy on Twitter anyway, so just deal with it. Listen. Sunisa Lee took that all-around gold medal. Sunisa Lee, Suni took that all-around gold medal in the Olympics gymnastics. Congratulations to her. And let me just say it right off jump. I can congratulate her without tearing Simone Biles down. I can say congratulations, Sunisa, and still love Simone and still believe she is the greatest of all time. And listen, I don't care if she is the greatest of all time or not. She is definitely one of the best to me. And I see my guest has popped in early. I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to have my first guest on the show on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm streaming live on kyokradio.org. You can get in 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. One thing that is pivotal to know on your journey to win is when defeat calls, you don't have to answer. When failure is calling, you don't have to respond, because that's not who we are. That's not who or what God calls us. He calls us a champion. It must dwell in our spirit that we are the children of the most grandest champion, and his name is Jesus. So, as his children, losing is not even in our DNA. That's why we use the "you will win" message to encourage you to cease from answering the wrong voice. You have the power and the authority to speak to your season and declare that you will never have a season of defeat again. Why? Because you are a winner.
When you're behind the wheel of a Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, mighty moments are always right around the corner. 1 minute you're driving when you come across a funk music parade with a broken down float. And one tow later, you're leading the parade as honorary Grand Funk Marshal.
Oh, let's give a big yabba dabba doozy to the funky brother who saves the day.
Make the most of each moment with a handsomely rugged Toyota truck like the Tundra TRD Pro. Toyota, let's go places.
It's back
Are
to
you
school
paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jonathan McReynolds, and I'm glad that you made room for the legendary KYOK, The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on it on Throwback Thursday. I'm AJ Jones. I got a special guest joining me. He is a man of several disciplines. He's a CEO. He is a founder of, is it Union Sports Group? Did I get that right?
Union Sports Agency. You're
It's
right.
Union Sports Agency. He's an author. He's a certified agent. Played the game, coached the game. He knows all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Larry LDub Williams. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. Glad to be on your show, man.
Man, I tell you, I had to have you on. Of course, on the day of the NBA draft. That'll be coming up later on tonight, 7 o'clock our time. And the Houston Rockets are, for the first time in a long time, right in the thick of things with the number 2 pick in the draft. They also have, two other picks at 22, 23 and 24. And also want to talk to you about that U.S. Olympic team. So, LDub, where do we begin, man?
Wherever you like, man. It's a mystery to me, but wherever you like.
All right, well, listen, before we do that, let's go back. What did you think about the NBA playoffs, the finals, and who ultimately came out on top? What was your thoughts on that?
Actually, I did want Phoenix Suns to win. However, I said in that opening statement that I said I wanted them to win. I said if Giannis plays like Giannis is supposed to play, there's no way DeAndre, he's young. Has a habit of fouling. He'd foul out, then there wouldn't be anyone to contest with Giannis. However, the first 2 or 3 games, Giannis didn't play that like he's supposed to. He started shooting outside. He's getting fouled. He was missing free throws. It wasn't his game. But the minute he started getting down on the post, even though they say the NBA, there's no more true center or whatever,
right.
Be a man that dominates the inside because you're not going to win. Threes are good, don't get me wrong. So if everybody's hot that night, we all look good. But if everybody's not shooting good, the Rockets have shown you that that's not a recipe for winning. So you got to have an inside presence. And Giannis is that guy because he's quicker than most big guys, and he's just taller than most guys that are, playing the position that he's playing. So his athleticism is superior to most, just seeing the guy with his length, his athleticism, and he proved that the last 4 games. He dominated.
Yeah. That a front court with Giannis, Lopez, and Portis coming off the bench was formidable. I mean, Phoenix had absolutely no answers for that. Even when they brought what they thought would be some size off the bench, they couldn't keep up with them defensively.
Right. All that was good, though. But you take Giannis, he'd have been hurt after that second game if he would stayed out. They would have had problems because, again, Lopez is not used to playing down low, even though he is, like you said, a formidable big guy down low, too. He blocked shots, changed shots. He was dunking on everybody. He did everything he was supposed to do. And then, like I said, Portis coming in was a plus. But if you take Giannis out of that equation, those 40, 50 points that he did those 3 games, Phoenix wins. I mean, because DeAndre Ayton really wouldn't. He runs the court too fast for the big guy for Lopez. So he would have been up and down the court quicker. They'd been making quicker passes. Plus that would have given him more time to, draw triple teams. He can kick out. Guys were getting open shots. But because of Giannis, he had to play one-on-one. He didn't have anybody to pass to. Couldn't out-jump Giannis. He was getting his shot blocked. I mean, it changed the whole game.
Yeah, we got Larry Williams, LDub, joining us here on the lunch break. He is the CEO of a sports agency. He's a certified agent. He's an author. He's a dad, husband. Great dude. Glad to have you on the show.
I'm a grandfather.
Grandfather, too. All right. Well, your resume grows on a regular basis. I like that. Yeah. Quick question. If Bobby Portis was your client, what would you say to him right now?
I haven't looked into Bobby, but let's say he was a free agent, unrestricted free agent. That means, he can choose to go anywhere he wants to. As long as they pay him the money, he can go. My selling point would be what he did in this series would be what he could do for any team that needed a guy to come off the bench and spark, whether it be the inside play or outside play or defensively, but just a guy that's going to give you energy every game. And guaranteed there'll be some takers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Larry, tell us about when a guy is in a situation like a Portis, are they willing to take less money to stay with a team that gives them a chance to win another chip, or is it about getting that big payday?
If you're a young guy that's planning on staying in the NBA for a long time, it's a cross-up between money and because you can get injured at any time and you won't make any money. A cross-up between getting money or, like you said, playing with a team where you fit. If it's a team that you fit, as long as, someone like Giannis is there, Giannis just signed a 5-year deal, I would want to stay. I mean, I would love to stay because, first of all, that team can offer you the most money if they choose to offer you, what you're worth.
Yeah.
And secondly, because of the fact that it's a place I'm familiar with and they know what I can do. They've seen my body of work and they would actually, have room for me to play to get time on the floor. So
yeah, they definitely have minutes carved out with his name on them. Again, we got LDub joining us here on the lunch break. All right, let's move that now to the Olympics. They put together a group of players that, then they look good on paper, man. The names are all right. Yeah, they're missing LeBron, they're missing Steph, and some others. But You know, on paper, you would think that they would be hands down the favorite to win every time out. That was not the case in the warm-up games leading up to the Olympics, and that has not necessarily been the case with them losing to France, but then blowing out an Iran team that they should have been able to blow out. What are your thoughts, having played the game, having coached the game, and being the agent of guys in the game?
Well, the game is never going to change. It's only one basketball. That's going to always be. And the team that puts the ball in the hole the most is going to win. Being that the Europeans, even when they play over in Europe with their teams over in Spain, Lithuania, Slovakia, wherever, those guys are used to playing together. That means they move the ball, they pass. There's nobody that really average. If you got a player overseas that's averaging more than 20 points, he is a phenomenal player, because you don't get as many touches because the ball has to move. And that's the way they designed to play. They play team ball. In the USA, we play, individual ISO, best man that can shoot the ball. But what happens when you get 5 guys on the floor that all are the best shooters and they feel they're the best players? Okay, so who's going to rebound? No, because I'm staying out here because I want a shot. And the system that we run now in the United States, where we got really 5 out, it's no more such thing as a center per se.
Yeah.
There's not so it's 5 guys out. When you shoot the ball, the chance of you getting the rebound slim to none. So that's one guy shooting. And let's say a guy shoots 3 shots in a row. You got 4 guys pissed. And because those guys are pissed, they're not known for their defensive paralysis. Most offensive players in the NBA, if you're the first line of defense, you're not the one that's going to be defending the best player.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you're used to. You're in the Olympics, but these guys from Europe and France and Spain, they're used to playing that way, whether they play with anybody. They know how to move the ball. They know how to pass. And to prove my point, the kid from Dallas, is proven that he is a superstar.
Yeah.
Luka, he's proven he's a superstar, because this guy is averaging 20 points, whether he play with anybody, and he's still the leader of assists.
Right.
So, again, a game like this, Russell Westbrook would have looked good. On the Olympic team, Russell Westbrook would have fit perfect. He's the guy going to get you his 20 points. He's going to get you 12 assists. Yeah, he's going to get, but he's going to keep you hyped. He's going to keep everybody energized.
Correct. I'm glad to hear you say that. We got to take a quick break. I want to come back to that. We'll talk a little bit more about Luka. We'll talk about this game, and we'll talk about the way that they're being used, because in that France game, that front court for them was 7-2, 7-3 and up for a minute. And I'm sorry, Draymond Green just didn't look like he had it when he had to battle against them cats. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with Larry LDub Williams right here on the lunch break. It's Throwback Thursday. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
With your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian in Me
Last
show.
one.
Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian in Me show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This your boy Trayvon Boyd, and you listening to the
Appreciate you, Trayvon Boykins, big-time quarterback out of TCU. Got to run up there with Russell Wilson now in Seattle. Shouting out to him. I know he's doing big things. Got to give him some love. All right, so let me come back. LDub, Larry Williams, he is the CEO and founder of a sports agency. He is an author. He's a husband, father, grandfather. He is a certified agent, and he's been a player and a coach. And LDub, somebody hit me with a question for you real quick. Stan Johnson, hey Stan, thank you for tuning in. He said that Russell Westbrook would be a good fit. What about CP3?
No, I mean, it showed in the playoffs. Nothing against Chris Paul. His mind, his understanding of the game is at the elite level. Physically, he just played too many minutes. And I don't care what anybody said. Father time is 1,000. And in basketball terms, after really 33, 34, you're old. So he's 36, and he's played at the highest level since the time he came in. You know, he's been a starter. He's been beat. He's been hurt. He's been punched. It's all catching up to him. And you can see that, you know, in the closing minutes of some of the fourth quarter, when it's like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, he's trying to do a spin move and he's losing the ball. That's not Chris Paul. That's not who he is. But once you get to that point that your body is just exhausted, regardless of what, you know, your mind is overloaded because he's been playing so hard, you can't function at that level, you know, consistently. And it starts to show on him. So, Chris needs his rest. He needs to come back next year with the Phoenix Suns. And I think, you know, with some of the drafts or the trades that they make this year, there'll be a formidable, you know, opponent to repeat if they choose to.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would have been good in the Olympics because international game is even faster than most people think. You know, it's fast game. Less fouls to call. It's not the NBA where you can touch somebody and they let you play. And, you know, this excuse that the Olympic team is coming up with about the ball, you knew, you know, 2 years ago or a year ago, you were going to try to play for the Olympic team. You should have been practicing FIBA basketball. You know, my son, who's a trainer, he trains guys with the NBA ball, and the guys that are going to go overseas or the guys that, you know, going to play international, you know, they train with the FIBA ball. So when you get there, you don't have an excuse. So, I mean, there are no excuses at that level.
Yeah, you bring up a good point on the word excuses, because one of the ones that I hear is that, these guys have been playing together all this time. The NBA players have not. And then I look on the France team and they've got NBA players. I look on Nigeria's team, they got NBA players. So which is it? That the NBA players are not commuting from Nigeria. They're definitely not commuting from Paris. So is it an excuse, or is it that the guys did not get themselves ready to go in time for them to get there and do what they need to do?
That is an excuse because, like I told you, the guys over from even the international players that play in the NBA, they were taught in their country, you know, to play the game, most of them. And they were taught to play the game the right way, team basketball. Here in America, if you go to a high school game now, you're going to see two guys shooting the ball all the time.
Yeah.
Just two guys, and you got 12 guys on your team. You go to a college game, you got two guys shooting the ball all the time. The other guys can't shoot, or either just coach doesn't have plays for them. NBA, it is even more. There's one guy that's going to go ISO. He can do whatever he wants. There's two guys that may get to shoot. And then there's two guys that there are no plays run for them. So, they either have to get a rebound or get in where they fit in. So, no, we have to get back to the fundamentals. And I'm not saying anything like I know everything, but I do know this. When I played and we won games when I was in college or high school, we had players that all could shoot. 1 through 5 could shoot the ball. And it wasn't a fact that, like, don't give it to him, he can't shoot. No, everybody could shoot.
Yeah.
Because we practiced every summer in the parks and we shot. We're going to keep shooting until we learn how to shoot or whatever it is. Yeah. But now you got guys who literally have not shot in 4 years, from college to the 4 years they played in the league. And now they can't shoot. You got to reteach them how to shoot again.
Yeah. We got Larry LDub Williams joining us. He's the CEO and founder of a sports agency. He's also been a coach, been a player, certified agent. If Ben Simmons was your client and you saw him go through the emotional piece of it that he did down the stretch, how would you be preparing him now, feeling like, or having an inclination that he's probably going to be moved before the start of the season?
I mean, I know Ben is just like any other player in the league. He has friends in the NBA. Even though he's going through, he has friends. Let's just say Klay Thompson is his friend. I'm just using him as an example. Yeah. What I would do is I would get with Klay, his brother, his dad, and I'd fly to Bahamas, somewhere away from my people, whomever, and away from the world. And we would go over there, and because they are such great shooters, and their dad was a big guy, evidently he knew something to get those kids to where they were. Klay and his brother both were great players. I would go somewhere like that. And like I said, I'm not just limited to Klay, but I'm telling you what I would do. I would find someone like that who I know is not from here, and we can go somewhere like to the Bahamas and just get away from everyone. And that's what I would do with Ben. And tell him, look, man, just forget about the past. We got to move forward. Yeah. So right now, from this point on, get a fresh start. Do what you do. Come back and shock the world.
Yeah. Now, does that include putting up shots, or is that just straight down, just disengage and get your mind right?
No, it's with him. He knows how to dribble. I mean, the guy sees the court and dribbles better than anybody. He's 6'10", so that's never going to be a weakness. He's going to always continue to work on the things he can do, but you're going to spend a little bit more time working on the things you can't do.
Right.
And then with Klay, you can't say he can't shoot.
That's true.
You can't say
you can't like him, but he will put it up in your face.
You can't say he can't make free throws.
Right.
Even his daddy, as a big guy, wasn't bad as a free throw shooter. So I would go to someone like that. And it's probably 45 more guys who are in that situation, that are like that he could do that with. Yeah. But that's what I would do. Yeah. And believe me, I'm used to it, because the guys I represented that made it to the NBA, trust me, they weren't on anybody's radar. So it ain't like I was giving a kid that was going to be a first-round draft pick. I was giving a kid that had to work, and we worked to develop the skills he didn't have. We put him in trust with people who could teach him to do this. I would work on some things, someone else would work on other things, and we made a complete player out of a hungry kid. And that was a recipe to make a team.
Absolutely. LDub Williams joining us here on the lunch break. Marcos up in San Antonio has a couple of questions for you. We've never seen here in San Antonio our team be this bad for so long. What do the Spurs need, and is it time for Pop to hang them up?
Well, it's not time for Pop to hang it up, because the knowledge he has of the game. And once you, like I said, a recipe for winning is the same. You just have to try to get the players of the same mentality, which is hard to do right now, because everyone in their mom thinks they can shoot three. Everyone in their mom think they should be the first-round draft pick. Everyone in his mom think the coach should cater to them. I mean, so that's what you're dealing with. And Coach Pop can have all the ideas in the world, but until it's executed by the players, It's not. I mean, he got some of the best players in Murray and the kid Johnson, Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, up and
Who's
coming
on the Olympic team right now, by the way.
Right, Keldon is. But the point guard is great. You got DeRozan, who's saying he wants out, but I'm quite sure if you put some pieces around him, and Pop them knows how to go overseas and get players no one ever heard of.
Yeah.
And bring them to put in the fold. So, I mean, every dog got his days. You know, the Spurs have been up. It's going to be a point where they're going to have to come down some, but they're going to make their way back up. Yeah. So I would tell him not to worry. Just trust that the recipe for winning is still in San Antonio, and that, you know, Pop ain't going to let it go like this too much longer.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the part I've been trying to wait to see Pop do his thing. All right, Damon says, man, Rocket fans have been struggling since Westbrook and Harden left. What does this team need to do to finish this rebuild, and how long will it take?
Well, first of all, for anybody to be successful in the NBA, you have to rebound. And with the way losing the players they did in the draft picks they've had, we're talking about the draft we're talking about today. You say they're probably going to take Green, a guard, and no doubt this guy should be in the top 3, no matter who takes him. But their need is the guy Evan Mobley from USC.
Yeah,
I mean, what is it that the Rockets do that he can't do? And he's 7 foot.
Yeah,
you have no size. You're not gonna beat anybody with this small ball. It's been proven. Yeah, you might go on a 5-6 game winning streak if you got you paying sub 500 teams during that time, but you're not gonna beat the Lakers with no the tallest guy on your team 6'10". It's not gonna work.
Yeah, yeah. I you and me thinking the same, because everybody, I get Green. I saw the highlights. He is definitely a wonder. He should be one of the top picks. Now, Cade Cunningham, if the Rockets had the first pick, I'm all in on Cade. But if you got a chance to get Mobley with all that he has to go along with Christian Wood and some of the other guys that you have, why don't you do that? I know I'm Green. You've forgotten more than I'll ever know about basketball. But why wouldn't you? You can't teach size. You can't coach size.
And
you guys got handles and a shot.
And guess what? His brother is going to be an unrestricted free agent. He's not going to get drafted. His brother is 6'8", and he can shoot the 3 ball. So guess what? If you get him, you think his brother, I mean, he's good enough to play in the NBA. Trust that, especially with a team like Houston, who basically 5 out, you're just shooting threes and play a little defense. He's athletic. Then he's coming, and you're going to get him for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
He's going to take the rookies, minimum. So you got another size guy. You already got a shooter. You got Daniel House. You got the point guard that you got can shoot the ball.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. And again, that shows you how, and I'm not going to say how desensitized I've become of watching basketball, that I don't even know the players here in my own city. I know House because, House grew up right by us and went to school with my son, and I see him a lot, but I know Daniel House is, and always knows he's an NBA player. The kid plays defense. He's athletic. He's all get up, and he's not afraid to shoot the ball. So you got players like that, and I'm quite sure the rest of the guys, you got the kid Tate, who's undersized. You got him down there battling with everybody. Make him a player like PJ Tucker was, a guy who just sits in the corner. He's still going to get a lot of shots, shoot 3, and then play defense. You got the size to stop a lot of these small, 3 guards and stuff. But I don't understand the philosophy. I honestly don't. They baffle me, man.
Again, we got LDub Williams joining us here on the lunch break. Now, understand he is the founder and CEO of a sports agency. He is a certified agent. He did play the game, and he has coached the game, amongst other things. So I like what you said earlier about having players that was on nobody's radar. How do you, as an agent, get a guy like Rafael Stone, the general manager for the Rockets, to take a look at your guys, and then these guys go on to be those names that nobody was knowing? Like, oh man, here we go. We got us a player down here. How do you make that happen? Give us an idea what that process looks like.
Well, first of all, about being an agent, you got to go to things like Portsmouth. You got to go to the summer league, and you're interacting and you're brainstorming with some of the best minds in basketball, and you're forming relationships. No different than you finding that kid that can't play. You have to have relationships with these kids. I mean, I was fortunate enough here with Coach DJ Anderson to be able to coach what we call the Wright Warriors that turned into the Houston Defenders. Now they're part of the Houston Hoops. I think they're the JL Houston. But all those kids like Carson Edwards, De'Aaron Fox, all those guys, Kelly Oubre, Eturian Wilbridge, Michael Zeno, all those guys went off to play Division I basketball, and then most of them went to play professional, a lot of them in the NBA. The idea that we had the mindset, or we were so sharp that we knew what a player was. These kids you're talking about 12 and 13 years old, you don't know. But when they started to play on a consistent basis, you saw things they could do that other players couldn't do, even if you tried. If I put them in a training center for 3 months, you're never going to be what this kid is. I mean, so you could see those things, and the key was to have a relationship with those kids outside of basketball.
Gotcha.
That they trust you, and they will run through walls for you. I mean, and like I said, I give credit mostly to DJ Anderson, and he's still around, and he's doing it now with the 16U, the Houston Hoops. And I mean, the guy, along with me, he trusted a lot of my experience. He was a phenom for those kids, man. He was the right person for the job, and those kids still trust him. And he's got a group of kids now that's going to be in the NBA. Trust that.
Man, again, it fascinates me how you guys are able to develop those relationships and get those parents and kids to trust you, especially now that we're moving into name, image, likeness, that kind of stuff. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to get your thoughts on that. And then again, we'll get a little bit more before we have to go. Larry Williams, LDub, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Keep your questions coming in. We'll take those. You can always hit me up, 281-453-1000, live in the studio. Or you can do like you're doing. Text them, 832-403-5005. Or email me, aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. We'll be back right after this on the lunch break.
Blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. One has passed away due to COVID-19. Pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
You're listening to 1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to a lunch break sports talk show with AJ on the legendary KY.
Okay, thank you, Todd Delaney, right here on the lunch break. All right, so I got LDub Williams joining me on the show, and glad to have you, man. Appreciate you making time for me. I know you got a ton of stuff to do. But as we were talking before the break, man, listen, LDub, we talked about size, we talked about players, we talked about all of that. But name, image, and likeness is a game changer on the college level, and it affects things on the back end and the front end. High schoolers are going to be looking at where they can get the best opportunities to play and get the best opportunities to make the most money, name, image, and likeness. Guys coming out of college are going to start weighing, do I enjoy more of my college time now that I can make some money on name, image, and likeness, or do I go ahead and jump and get into the NBA and start carrying that way? Talk to me about the name, image, and likeness part and how you see it affecting the game today.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's going to really affect the game because, believe me, you know, paying has been going on, whether you knew it or not, for the elite players forever.
Larry, you can't say that out loud on the show, man. You're going to get somebody Heisman Trophy taken away.
Hey, man. So, you know, we can sit here and play like we naive or whatever to the cause, but kids should be paid much money they're generating for all these universities and you know, wherever they're generating money. You know, if you're generating revenue, that means you should be getting compensated. I mean,
I believe that. I'm going to just don't say amen. Don't say nothing. Let me get in trouble. I'm so sick and tired of Nick Saban. I'm so sick and tired of Dabo Swinney. I'm so sick and tired of these coaches who feel like they are the only ones that can make hundreds of millions of dollars off these kids, and it's going to ruin the game if the kids start making some money. Let me say it slow for the people who haven't figured it out. They asking to make money off their own name, off their own image, and their own likeness. EA Sports made a bunch of money off of these kids' image and their names. And it's like, I can't make no money on myself. I can't make no money on myself.
Hey, the name of the game is the rich get richer, the poor keep getting poorer. So by leveling the playing field and giving everybody an option, and actually, I don't think they really understood what they did by giving these kids a format to use this social media. These kids are experts at social media. They'll take it to another level. And it's some players, like there are some schools, I do know it's been reported, University of Miami, they got a contract for their players that if they do so much social media, they get like $500 extra a month, each month. But then De'Aaron King has his own separate agreement with someone, and like I said, I love that kid, man.
I do too.
You know, I had the fortune of traveling with his parents a lot to see them play when he played with my son at U of H.
Yeah.
And really getting to know him. Actually, I coached over Westbury Christian. He would always come back, so we really had a great relationship, man. I love the kid.
Did you know my oldest son played ball over at Westbury Christian?
You told me, but that was before, they realized I was the person that was supposed to be over there leading them.
Yeah, you're right. As a parent that sat in them stands, other than Ebby, I mean, bro, it was lean over there, bro. It was lean.
But Indy put them on the map, and if you notice right behind me, and I didn't do this purposely, it's in here all the time. It says Westbury Christian School 2015-16 state champs. 20 out of 25 years, we won state 20 out of 25 years of exist. We happened when I was over there. That was a 5-year consecutive winning streak.
Man, you look, I was definitely there before you.
But no, I mean, just again, goes back to what we were talking about. You saying about parents trusting you. You have to have a relationship. Nothing dealing with basketball. I want this kid to be successful in life. First of all, I want the kid to be a great person, human, just a great human being. You know, like go out there and represent your family, you know, the way it's supposed to be. If you do that, you're probably going to take care. But you can't just say that now.
Yeah.
Because there are some parents that don't care how their kids act. They're going to stand up for them. I just think of every kid as if that kid was my son.
Right.
And that's the only way I do it. And I treat every kid the way I would treat my son.
Yeah.
And there he can't say I got a picker chooser's mentality. No. Hey, bro, this is who I am. 24/7, 365. And, you know, to whatever degree they want to go to, I'm willing to go there with them to get them to understand that, hey, man, to every choice you make, you don't get to choose your consequence, but it will be a consequence.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. LDub, Larry Williams, joining us here on the lunch break. Certified agent, CEO and founder of a sports agency, and he's been a player. He has definitely been a coach. Let's switch gears in these last couple of moments. You know, it's across several different sports lines, but you've had guys like DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love, and others talk about mental health. We saw the situation with Richard Sherman, and you know the whole thing is always, well, where is this team? Where is this team? Where is this inner circle? Where are his people? Naomi Osaka, obviously Simone Biles, and I can go on and on and on. You're usually the people. You are usually the team. You're usually that guy. What do you say to your athlete when they say, hey man, mentally I can't do it, man. I'm literally breaking down. I'm not hurt physically, but my mind won't let me do what I'm supposed to do mentally. How do you handle that?
Well, again, it goes back to understanding that person is a human, and any person that don't think mental illness is real, you know, like I said, they're insensitive, very insensitive. Because, man, I'm telling you how COVID affected me. I had a grandson that was born during COVID. He really didn't get the chance to know people. You know, he didn't get to see people because they had to stay, you know, in the house most of the time. So, I mean, just seeing how he's slowly coming out of it, it affected him. I mean, now he's a baby, so he's not going to tell you it affected me, but I know how he's got all the energy in the world, but he only really knows his mother, his father, and his grandparents that the daughter stays with now because of COVID. They all got her back to the house, and she's going to school online. So therefore, I see how it affects. I mean, personally, it affects me because I want to see my grandson and can't, and that's you know, hard on me.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's never been in that shoe or thought they could be in that shoe, you know, just keep living. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
Right.
Something's gonna come up to show you that is true. So what I would do again is totally listen to that person, and hopefully, you know, like I said, I would have a relationship to know that if he's telling me that or she's telling me that, it's for real. Yeah. So guess what? How do you want to handle it? Yeah. And they say, Coach, I don't want to, then don't play. But we are going to seek help. And I'm not the person that can help you because I'm not in that profession, but we need to go get help. And I'm just saying the history of Black people and mental illness, it kind of like don't go together because we always deny it. Because, you know, and I'm telling you, just because you've been treated bad doesn't mean you're supposed to be treated bad.
That's it. That's
you know, and sometimes people accept that, you know, just because, you know, well, that's what they do. No, you don't ever have to accept that. And when you do, that is a form of some type of mental control, which is mental sickness. I mean, because you should care more about yourself than anything, you know, besides God. You should care more about yourself than anything on earth. And from there, you can help everything else.
Larry, you touch on a lot of things right there, man, because culturally we have found a way to survive situations that most folks don't even have to deal with. And we've done it in a way where there's not been a lot of fanfare about it. People have taken in other people's kids and never told them one day in their life that they were not theirs. And that doesn't arise until there's medical issues or somebody dies, like Portia Carey found out about her mother passing. It's then when you find out, oh, well, that ain't your mama. This was your mama. She done died. Or, your mama was on drugs. We didn't want you to know that. She had mental health problems. That's why you having some mental health problems. So a lot of times as a culture, man, we just keep it moving and keep it pushing the best way we can. And we don't always take the time to reveal those truths that might help that person understand why they're going through what they're going through. And you got a whole society out there that does not understand that, from what we've seen with Naomi, what we've seen with Richard Sherman, definitely what we are seeing right now with Simone Biles.
Hey, but again, out of all that's the part that we, if we deem what's positive, what's negative, we say, yeah, that's the real negative, But the positive of it, man, is as Black people, we've conducted ourselves to the highest of humanity.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right. You're right. LDub, I hate to do it, man. We got to bring it to a close. I appreciate you making this time, man, and covering a litany of things. Tell everybody how they can find you and follow you. And when are you getting back on the radio again, man? You ain't done nothing in a while. The industry is missing you.
Man, I tell you, I'm gonna come check with you one day to figure out how I can be a sidekick with you, because if I want to learn from somebody, I'm gonna learn from the best, man.
Well, man, look, I appreciate you, brother. And I mean that sincerely. I don't joke about that. Thank you, man.
No, but again, on Facebook, man, I'm LDub Williams. If you go to Facebook, it's just LDub Williams. That's me. And also on Facebook, it's LL Williams, author of Innately Connected.
I was going to have you plug the book. I know it's been out for a minute, but hit it up again. What's the name of the book and where can they get it?
Name of the book, I'm always, ready for whatever you do, man. The name of the book is Innately Connected, and you can go to Amazon and get it. Actually, I've because of COVID, they stopped, printing and ordering a lot of things the way that I get it. So Amazon is the quickest way right now. But again, that's you can get me at LL Williams, author of Innately Connected.
Man, we're going to be connecting again real soon. Got to have the boys back on. Got to have you back on. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And thanks for being my brother and my friend. I mean it. I love you, man.
No, I love you too, brother. Have a good one, man.
All right, LDub. We'll talk to you again soon. LDub Williams breaking some good stuff down to us on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Got to get ready to take a quick break. Drop some Sybil Wilkes on you with what you need to know today. If you've got any questions, comments about what he just said, let's get on them. 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley are calling on President Biden to extend the pause on federal student loan payments. They're also asking him to erase $50,000 per borrower. They say the president can do this by signing an executive order. And studies indicate that there are inequities, especially for Black graduates, often owing nearly double what their white counterparts owe. Johnson & Johnson is under scrutiny yet again. The pharmaceutical company is the target of a new lawsuit coming from the National Council of Negro Women. The lawsuit alleges that since the 1990s, Johnson & Johnson targeted sales of talcum powder products to Black women, knowing the concerns that it could cause ovarian cancer. Johnson & Johnson has denied the allegations and denies that its products cause cancer, despite a 2020 Missouri court ruling in favor of ovarian cancer victims who sued the company. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jonathan McReynolds here. Make room for the lunch break right here on the legendary KYOK.
And all new 92.3 FM. Speaking of, training camps are open. Deshaun Watson showed up and actually worked out with the fourth team offense. Head coach David Culley said they were concerned about his conditioning since he missed off-season OTAs. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers showed up, and he spilled the tea on everybody. We'll talk about all that in the second hour right here on the lunch break.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. You haven't worked in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, that's his first hour on the books, second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org, Facebook on @TheLunchBreak, KYOK, YouTube on The Lunch Break with AJ Jones, and on Twitter @LunchBreakKYOK. And I got to give a big shout out to a brother like no other that is dropping the word on LinkedIn. We got folks sharing the show on LinkedIn. I appreciate y'all doing that, man, because you didn't have to do it. Julio E. Alomo Sr. got us on LinkedIn, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And man, that's all right. The folks don't have to be nice to you, and when they do, I was always taught you say thank you. So as I said right before the top of the hour, Deshaun Watson showed up to training camp yesterday, and they had him running with the scout team. The four-string offense, they had Deshaun Watson running with them, and he didn't say nothing. Hey, let's go. Hike it. Let's go. Head coach David Culley said they were concerned about his conditioning because he missed all the OTAs. And once they, are confident in his conditioning, then he will get some first-team reps. Of course, the Texans getting ready for their preseason opener August the 14th when they take on the Green Bay Packers. And speaking of Green Bay, Aaron Aloysius Rodgers, I've heard several people say his press conference yesterday was refreshing. It was good to hear. Yeah, it was, it was raw and all that, but that's how we want our athletes. I said it a couple of days ago. Let me repeat myself for the folks who didn't hear it the last time. Aaron Rodgers is petty as they come. Aaron Rodgers is as petty as they come. And I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. I don't mean it in a bad way. I just said Aaron Rodgers is petty, and he showed us that yesterday. talking about how when the team drafted Jordan Love, he didn't feel like he was going to be with the organization after 2021, definitely not in 2022. And it's funny how the thing that everybody was mad at Russell Wilson for wanting, mad at Deshaun Watson because he was offered input by the owner, Aaron Rodgers wants input in the organization. In fact, Aaron Rodgers facilitated a trade like he was the GM to bring back Randall Cobb from the Texans to Green Bay for a 6th-round pick. So it's okay for Rodgers to get executive input, but Russell Wilson can't. Deshaun can't when Deshaun was told he was going to get it. So anyway, I ain't mad at Aaron Rodgers. I said with his petty self, he's going to lead them to a Super Bowl. I didn't say he was going to win it, but he's going to lead them there. In fact, I'm going to do my power rankings for the NFC and the AFC, probably next week. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to have Green Bay over my Saints. I'm going to have them over your Cowboys. I'm going to have them over Tampa Bay. I've got Green Bay until somebody beats them in the playoffs. I'm going to have Green Bay heading to the Super Bowl. That's me. Let me get this dude drinking in this cup and got this old nasty hat on. What's that hat about? I ain't even going to play your music fooling with you with that hat. You don't get a dime of your music till you take that hat off. You don't get a – hold on. I can't do him like that. I can't do it like, oh, wait a minute, I got the wrong thing. I done put the wrong thing in there. Hold on, I done grabbed the wrong. That's what I get for messing with you. I done grabbed the wrong track.
God don't like ugly.
I know he don't, man. Willie Gibson is like, see. Man, anyway, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. I'm going to get his music on. I'm going to get him going. But you know what? You being Aaron Rodgers with that hat on. You being Aaron Rodgers-ish with that hat on.
Petty. I'm proud of it.
Wearing a Detroit Pistons cap. Got a little goatee, some glasses. Last team slaying them on the Houston Roundball Review. It's none other than Kris Gardner. What's going on, bro? What's with the hat, man? Why we got to deal with the hat today?
Well, Woj put it out there. I mean, I got a tweet from one of my buddies like 25 minutes ago, retweeting some clickbait about Detroit Brain Trust is having heated discussions about this, that, and the other. And I replied to him, man, I can't say exactly how I replied, but I said, come on, man. As of yesterday, the Detroit front office was in agreement on who they picked. GM Troy Weaver does like Evan Mobley. He's intrigued by him, but they are going to pick Cade Cunningham. I've been saying that since they won the lottery. If a team gives them a boatload off a spectacular offer, they'd be silly not to entertain that offer. But as I gave my proposal was 3 weeks ago, involved like 3 or 4 first-round picks. So I'm sure my proposal is not far off from what Troy Weaver's seeking from other teams. So unless a team gives that, with the first pick in the 2021 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select from Oklahoma State University, Cade Cunningham. One more thing, AJ. Detroit basketball.
Oh, man. I got to let you have your moment, man. I have got to let you have your moment. Y'all ain't had a moment like this in how long? How long?
Since, 04? Since championship, that 3rd ring? Since the street was renamed 3 Championship Drive in Auburn Hills, and our team's back in downtown Detroit, thank goodness. It's been a long minute. Long minute.
Brother, I'm happy for you. I can't be mad. Man. Y'all all right. So Cade Cunningham is going to be the pick, and life is going to be great in Detroit again, like their days back. Hopefully. The coach said it. Get your licks in now.
Yep.
Because we ain't going to be easy to beat later. All right.
Correct.
Take me to pick number 2. Me and Larry Williams, he's an agent. He's a former player coach. Doc, you cannot teach size. I get Green is the man. I saw the film. Dude is legit. But Mobley is
What
tall.
did LDub say? What did Larry say?
He said the kid out of USC.
So he said Mobley.
Yeah.
Well, AJ, I said a few weeks ago, if I were the Rockets, you asked me then who I think the Rockets should take. I said Evan Mobley.
Right.
But I said I think they're going to take Jalen Green. That's a month ago. Y'all can go to AJ's YouTube channel, go to the archive and pull it up. They're going to, all signs point to the Rockets picking Jalen Green. And that's no knock on Jalen Green. But from my perspective and what I like about basketball, I like tall, skilled players. Not just 6'5", 6'6" skilled players. I believe Evan Mobley, 7 feet. He has guard, forward, center potential.
Yeah, that part. But
I'm not the one making the pick. So let me take off my hat. We can get it serious now.
I'm gonna feel some kind of way. We had a cat that asked a question of Larry earlier. Basically said that we haven't seen anything like this as a Rocket organization in a minute. This kind of rebuild, and it did. It got bad after, of course, Harden and Westbrook left, and those guys leave. How long is this rebuild gonna take? And is it? Do you think bringing in guys like Green shortens the length of the rebuild, or bringing in a guy like Mobley would shorten the length of the rebuild?
Well, obviously they got to add other pieces to it, to whoever they get, Jalen Green or Evan Mobley. Rebuild, are we talking about in terms of championship caliber team? That's what we're leaning for. I mean, that's what I hope everybody wants is the goal of a championship and not just getting back to the playoffs. Getting back to the playoffs.
Right.
I'd say 4 or 5 years. And I said it, and one of my buddies reminded me of it, I think 2 days ago. I still believe the possibilities of a Rockets Pistons NBA Finals 6 years from now, something like that, 5-6 years from now. I think both teams have GMs who know what they're doing. They have, after tonight, with their choices, will have added pieces to the team to help build toward that goal of getting to the championship, into the finals. You just got to add to it. I think, but the Rockets having John Wall's contract and Eric Gordon's contract as anchors, they have a little bit more further to go than Detroit, because Detroit got rid of this bad stuff, and Blake's contract will be gone after this season, but he's gone.
Yeah.
But I think both teams have that trajectory that it could happen down the line. And so Jalen Green, he gets buckets. He and Kevin Porter Jr. be a young backcourt. They're going to score, be exciting. Jalen said Monday in his media availability, he wants to be Rookie of the Year is his goal, but he also wants to make an all-defense team this year as a rookie. That's going to be a lot.
That's saying something, but at least he got it on his radar to do. All right, so right there, let me take a quick break. We got a couple more questions. With bringing in a Jalen Green, who becomes odd man or odd men out? We'll do that with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, when we come back on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Get your questions queued up. You know y'all like to ask him when he's in. Now's the time. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Text me 832-403-5005 or email aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. Nuts and bolts sports. Y'all all right with me. I appreciate y'all.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based off preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey.
I'm gonna mess up your day.
Listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show with.
Thank you, Todd Delaney. I cut him off myself because I just played that one. So let me see what I got going on here. Let me find somebody else I can play. But anyway, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the show. He is Dayton strong. I'm Dayton. Detroit strong, Detroit proud, and all that. But let me just pull this music down for a second. As excited as you are about the basketball team, there ain't no way in the world you could be excited about that football team out there. No way in the world. Dan Campbell, quote, said, "We're big, we're long, and we look strong. We look explosive."
Okay, that's good.
Just tell us you don't know how any of this works and move on. Just tell us you don't know how any of this works and move on. Is he coaching a little league team?
Sounds like it.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, if I'm a grown man and I got stuff on the line like my money, my family, my endorsement, I'm going beast mode. I got my chicken and my mentals on the line. You got to come with something better than, let me say it again. We are big, we're long, we look strong, we look explosive.
So was that before training camp started? You know, is that on paper, or is that what he sees today and yesterday?
That's a quote from today.
I wonder if practice had started. So, okay, because my loyalty is weird. Okay, let me say that. Because I am media, Houston media first, proud of it, I'm not a fan of the H-Town teams. So if anybody's wondering, why is Kris a fan of the Pistons? Okay, well, that's one reason right there. 2, growing up, 86, I became a Pistons fan. 83, I became a fan of the Washington football franchise.
All right, okay.
Okay, 87, I became a fan of the Detroit Red Wings. I became a fan of the Red Wings, one, because my dad liked hockey. We started to watch hockey, together. And at that time, I was 15 years old. I became a fan of teams that won. The Red Wings won a lot. So that's a simple thing. That's why I became a fan of the Red Wings. Just happened to be the same city as the Pistons. That's all that was. But a year or so later, I stopped bouncing around from winning teams and just became a fan and stuck with those teams. So I've been loyal to those teams since then. So I'm not a fan of the Detroit Lions and none of that. But that comment from him, that does sound like junior high, little league, pee wee league kind of a statement right there. So yeah, because I'm not thrilled with the Washington football team and their apparent aversion to getting the vaccine, despite the fact that their head coach is coming off a battle with cancer just last season. So I mean, y'all want to be selfish and ignorant. Go ahead. So
and again, no shade at them, but the LA Dodgers had a player that had tested positive for COVID and sat his behind on the field right next to a coach who's a cancer survivor. So, bro, we just got to realize this right here. Michael Jackson was right. All I want to say is they don't really care about us. I'll leave it at that. And I'm not talking about us as black people. I'm talking about us who just don't want this foolishness, man. I'm just saying. If you don't want to take the vaccine, don't take it. But slap your mask on and get away from me for about 6 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't hard. It ain't hard. And I do, man. I turn around on people real fast and say, hey, 6 feet is hard for you, isn't it? It really is, isn't it? And, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or, you know, the dude that'll just stare you in the face. You keep staring, I'm going to keep staring at you. And I'm going to start coughing and hacking in a minute. Move.
Because you don't know my situation. You don't know my home life. You don't know who I'm taking care of. So what I bring home, I'm trying to protect my mom from y'all. Bro, so I have no patience for this garbage.
I'm trying to behave. I am. Let me take a quick break. I'll come back and put it back on track. I will get us back on track when we take the break, because we got to talk more about not just the number 2 pick. We ain't fool with the number 1 pick, but not just the number 2 pick. We got to talk about picks number 23 and 24. We'll do that when we come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. It is Throwback Thursday.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hi, this is Sade from Bondurant and Belford, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
Sade says she on the corner of Fondren and Belford, shouting out to the lunch break, and everybody listening to us. That's what's up. It's Throwback Thursday. Houston Roundball review in the house. Kris Gardner, Big Time Floyd put a message up there. Hello, AJ, Kris, and the Breakers. The key word to rebuilding starts with height. Hopefully, they will end small ball by selecting Evan Mobley. It is imperative the Rockets show everyone that they are really serious about winning a chip. What are your thoughts on that?
Sounds like Florida's old school, like me. You know, I don't see a problem with Evan Mobley and C. Wood on the floor at the same time. They're skilled. They have different skills. They can do different things inside, outside. When the Rockets, I mean, they didn't win as the season wound down, but Olynyk and Christian Wood played well together. Evan Mobley and Christian Wood, I think, would play well together as well. But the Rockets are going to pick Jalen Green. They're going to get shorter and then hopefully address probably big men in free agency, a veteran, because 23 and 24, I'm not sure they're going to keep both picks.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Then I'm not sure if they might go point guard with both picks or just guards. The fans might get tired of tonight's draft by the Rockets. Might be 3 guards. Could very well be 3 guards.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on. My mind, I almost went R. Kelly. Man, my mind ain't working with that. You said what?
They very well could go with 3 guards. Talent. I don't know. I have not seen the Rockets draft board. So I'm just saying, if the Rockets have Sharife Cooper at Auburn rated higher than Kai Jones from Texas and come at 23, they're going to pick Sharife Cooper. You know what I'm saying? That's on their draft board. I'm trying to be consistent. If their skill sets are the same for me and one is taller than the other, I'm going with the taller person. That's me. Okay. Yeah. But I'm not Rafael Stone. I'm not the scouts with the Rockets. I'm not the Rockets. I'm not Steven Silas. All those things. I'm just trying to put out there the preparation for the fans that possibly the Rockets may get guards with their 3 first-round picks. But again, I don't think they're going to keep all 3 of them.
They need to revamp the draft in the NFL and the NBA, and they need to let the fans have some input because I'm sorry, I almost went there for a second. But the fans got to pay their money, man, to go down there and see that mess that they put together. It's like the same thing happened in the Olympics. I like the names, but it just don't look good right now. And when you look at how the other teams are playing, it's just like, wait a minute, could we not have picked, say, I don't know, somebody else or somebody else or somebody else?
But what if, Jalen Green 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, you're all right.
I'm not talking about 6-footers.
Yeah, he ain't 4'11". I get it.
Sharife Cooper's 6 feet. He kind of slight too.
Right.
But what about young man from Illinois, Ayo Dosunmu? He's 6'5".
Right. But don't they have a whole bunch of them cats on the bench?
Oh, yeah, they do. They got a lot of them.
That's why I said before the break, odd man out or odd men out. You still got John Wall. You still got DJ Augustine. You still got other guards on that bench. You can't play all guards at one time. Who's going to be the odd man out?
Okay, well, how about this angle? By selecting more guards, they can make it's easier for them to trade, get rid of, waive John Wall and Eric Gordon. How about that? How about that point of view? Avery Bradley's not coming back. I've seen his contract. Either way, he's going to get a better offer from somebody else. I don't believe the Rockets going to fill up their cap space with him. He's gone. So that's veterans. The veterans guards are gone. If not now, August, September, by the trading deadline, they're gone. John Wall, Eric Gordon, gone. Eric Gordon being discussed going to Indiana. So the Rockets, Rafael Stone is trying to get rid of these bloated contracts. So he really is trying to get younger and as soon as possible, get salary cap room.
Okay.
So that means you got to bite the bullet on John Wall. If you want to keep John Wall for a couple of months to be a veteran leader, that voice in the locker room, okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
But come February, when it's clear the Rockets are not close to playoffs, and John Wall's like, look, Rafael, coach, I want a chance at the chip, man. Let's work together. Be best for me and best for y'all. So let's go forward.
I ain't got no common sense. We talked about that plenty of times before, and I'll just start daydreaming right here live on the air. John Wall in Philly would be nice. John Wall in Philly would be nice.
For who? As a free agent pickup after the Rockets waive him?
Yeah. Like they ain't gonna trade for him.
Okay.
Philly ain't gonna give up anything for a dude that they can have for free in a few minutes.
Agreed. So do you think Tillman is going to bite the bullet and pay John Wall to go away?
Hold on, man. I almost said something. Who? Tillman?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Nah, he ain't gonna pay nothing now. No, he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. But he will eventually. Remember how he wasn't gonna let Russ go, he wasn't gonna let Harden go. Remember how? And then by the time he finally did it, it ended up costing him more than if he had let him go to let them go the first time they wanted out.
But those were trades, though.
I get it, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't you say nothing. If there's a way for it to get messed up, when you throw him looking at it financially into it, it gets messed up.
Oh, I mean, at some point, John Wall was going to have to have that talk with the front office.
Yep.
You know, the Rockets would like to get something back for him, obviously. But if they get no takers and not even a second-round pick in 2050, you know, something like that, then Rafael needs to have that conversation with Tillman and says, we tried the offers we were getting, proposals just aren't good enough. So are you okay with us letting him go, waiving him, and eating that remaining year on his contract?
So let's do this. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, local name, global, national perspective. I like that global thing.
Global, yeah, I like that too, yeah.
Yeah. That had a little life on it. And we got to get Willie a tag, man. We got to get him a marketing line. But anyway, so how can you sweeten the deal with John Wall? Can you throw in Eric Gordon and Daniel House, or, you know, you don't want to give up one of your young guns? I mean, how do you sweeten that deal to make all that money somebody's going to have to chew on with John Wall palatable?
You got to find a sucker. I mean, let's be real about it, okay? Sucker, taker, whatever you want to call it. Someone who is so enthralled with John Wall, believing he is the final piece to get this team a chip, which I don't know if anybody believes that. But somebody believes that, then okay. But, oh, by the way, we want to give you Daniel House too. That's fine. So, as long as you get John Wall, you know, if somebody has that mentality, what if it's the Knicks? How about John Wall to the Knicks?
For who?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If the Knicks want John Wall,
I got you.
And you got to take back Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as the Knicks want John Wall, what do you care?
Right. You're right.
That's why I say, you know, taker maybe is a better word, but honestly, John Wall, injuries have derailed him. Fat contract. But if a franchise like the Knicks, yes, we are going to take John Wall as long as you take these youngsters off our hands. Okay, I'm right there. Let's do it.
Right. Let's be realistic. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us pre-draft before tonight, 7 o'clock. NBA draft starts with the Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball. Taking the number one pick. With the number one pick, the Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State. And then it gets iffy from there. How many starters do you think the Rockets get out of the draft tonight, or do they get any?
Starters this season?
This season.
1.
And that's whoever they take at number 2.
Yes.
Whether it be Mobley or Green.
Of course, you know, assuming everybody's healthy and all those things, yes, just 1.
Yeah. So
now,
there's another starter at 23 or 24.
I doubt it. I hope not. And that's not a knock on them, because if one of those 2 young men are starting, that looks like somebody got hurt, injured. But I mean, would that be a bad thing? Because the Rockets aren't going to be a playoff team, grade 6 this coming season either. They'll be better than last season, which, kind of hard not to be. Just being healthy, they'll be better than last season, But I'd be very surprised if 23 or 24 starts for the Rockets.
Okay. So there's no first round grade that might slide because of injury or, just folks said bad things about him like they like to do in the NFL, unnamed sources. And no first grade, big guy, 4 or 5 that slides down to 23 or 24?
Maybe, but even then, I'm not sure that person could start.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that at all. I'm thinking of Jalen Johnson from Duke. Freshman year, Duke was awful. He in today's parlance, quit on the team. Stopped playing in February or so. Bounced around in high school. He has talent. I've read and heard that there are flags in his background. So he could fall to 23 and 24, but he has potential. But he has potential to go higher. But it wouldn't surprise me if those concerned about the flags were legit, if he fell to 23. But even then, he better not start.
Yeah.
Something's wrong if he starts.
Any surprises that you expect tonight? Any just crazy surprises where, oh my God, this just happened. I can't believe that happened.
I'm just waiting on trades. I'm waiting on more trades. The first surprise was the Sixers trade today for a second round pick and cash considerations, reportedly for $2 million.
Yeah.
For the 53rd pick in this draft.
Yeah.
$2 million.
Yeah. Saints said, get out here. I mean,
I'm
sorry.
The Pelicans. Yeah.
Get out here. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And of course, I'm waiting to see where Quentin Grimes gets selected.
Yeah, I was going to ask about him. Any surprises? I don't want to call them dark horses, but any underdogs that end up on the team?
Quentin Grimes. This little tidbit: if Quentin Grimes is selected, Houston Cougars, Quentin Grimes selected in the first round. Now think about this. This says a lot about the program. If Quentin Grimes is chosen in the first round, he will be the first Cougar drafted in the first round since Greg Cadillac Anderson in 1987.
Are you kidding me?
1987. I was 15 years old. No Coug has gone in the first round since 1987.
Wow. Okay. Let me change hats for a second, just since you brought that up. Obviously, we hear all the news about Texas and OU going over to the SEC from the Big 12. And then locally, you got folks talking about that opening up the door possibly for U of H to go to the Big 12 or whatever it's going to be called, if it still will be existent. We know that recently we've heard talks about them wanting to get into a Power 5. Is that what they do, or does the AAC try to create its own Power 5 by poaching some of those schools left in the Big 12?
Oh, let's see. Saturday, I heard confirmed sources. I like saying that, sources, that the AAC was going to be aggressive toward the leftover teams in the Little 12. So the leftover 8 in the Little 12.
Little 12, I like that.
Guests on Sundays, folks talking sports, Joseph Duarte and Sam Kahn from The Athletic, Joseph from The Chronicle, Sam from The Athletic, they added to that. They confirmed that as well, that they heard that the American Athletic Conference was going to be aggressive, trying to get teams from the Big 12 to join the AAC. Yesterday, the news late last night, with the commissioner of the Little 12, Bob Bowlesby, going public with his disdain with ESPN now for going behind his back, trying to poach teams from his conference to join the AAC. Ironically, he had no problem with that when ESPN told him not to expand and add teams like Houston, Cincinnati 5 years ago. But I digress from all that. He was cool with it then when it suited him. Now he's upset when ESPN being heavy-handed. This is business.
Yeah.
So I think it just confirmed what I heard the last few days. The AAC is doing what they think will help their conference renegotiate, get a bigger deal with TV contract with ESPN. The teams like Oklahoma State, Kansas K-State have to decide if they want to cling to a sinking ship in the Little 12 because it's sinking. And one thing, if Bob Bowlesby is correct with ESPN going behind his back, speaking to his member schools in tandem with the AAC, that tells me ESPN is preferring the AAC
right
over the Little 12.
Over the Little 12. You're right.
So that should be a warning to those schools there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's up? Because their contract comes up in 3 years. Y'all ain't getting the money. Texas is gone. OU's gone. So your money, your bell cows are gone.
Yeah.
So you're not getting $35, $40 million again per year, per school.
Right.
Per school.
Right.
So what y'all gonna do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But AZ, let me say this, and I said this years ago, and I was told this years ago. I'm going back 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago. there was discussion then about U of H being in the Pac-12, becoming the Pac-16 years ago.
Okay.
I prefer that because I think it'd get more money because I'm not sure what ESPN would offer the American going forward with an expanded conference.
Yeah.
But it just makes so much sense to me to have, for example, Houston, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech in the Pac-16.
Mm-hmm.
You expand to the middle of America because the Pac-12, they're West Coast, they're Mountain West. There's less TVs, eyeballs over there. If y'all want to increase spread your market, spread your base, move east, go to the middle of the country.
Yeah, Baylor's another school from a basketball perspective that is a gem for someone to pull in. We don't know if Baylor women is going to be what it was under who.
They won't.
But I think they will too. So that's a definite gimme for someone to pick up, like the Pac-12 or the AAC.
Here's the thing. If what word came out last night at the American is trying to get all the remaining 8 members from the Little 12 to join the American, and what would be like ultimately, I think a 20-team conference that includes Baylor. That means everybody coming over to the American and call it the Big American.
Yeah.
To keep the autonomy label that the Big 12 still has, despite only having 8 schools.
Right.
They still have the autonomy power label. Mm-hmm. So if that's what it takes to become a power autonomous school conference, then do that.
Yeah. Man, life comes at you fast when you are the commissioner of the Little 12. I like that, man. I'm going to give you credit for that for a while. I got to take a break, and then we got to get ready to wrap it up. Got a couple more things I want to ask you real quick. We'll do that when we come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Throwback Thursday.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours, any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately, with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
This is Nick from Acres Home. Checking out my boy AJ right here on KYOK 1140.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, dog. All right, man. It's the lunch break. It's Throwback Thursday. We're about to wrap this thing up, but got a couple more quick ones with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. On the other side of that we were just talking about, OU and UT heading over to the SEC. I got a couple of cats that I'm going to start hanging out with on Tuesdays, Talk Your Team Tuesday. And, man, I'm just going to smack them around, man. I hate to do it. I feel like Lotto on 8 Mile. I hate to do it. I hate to be the one you I just hate to do it to him. But Longhorn Keith and Todd Malcolm are just avid Longhorn fans. And I came for them, man. I was all up in their grill. If
Good.
Beard don't win the SEC in basketball the day he gets in the door, it's a failure. It's a failure.
Wow.
All that hype, all that, oh, Chris Beard, we got Chris Beard. Oh, he got this recruit. Oh, he got that recruit. Oh, he got this coach. Oh, he got that coach. Dog, if he don't win that, I mean, come on, man. If he don't win the SEC the day he get there, the hype is just way too much.
Okay, let's assume that's 2 years from now.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Despite what was said yesterday, well, I hope folks saw or heard, read, whatever. The A&M, remember, A&M, what was it, AJ? Friday, Saturday? We're going to fight tooth and nail. How dare the Longhorns try to besmirch our integrity and come into our territory of the SEC. Board of Regents last night for A&M, 8-1. We are good with Texas A&M, with Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC. We believe it will benefit the student athletes in its future in the SEC. Okay. Yeah, that was a quick, didn't take long there. So it will be a 14-0 vote for the SEC member schools inviting Texas and Oklahoma to join the SEC. Shocking how that works. Man, that's shocking how that worked. But anyway, 2 years from now, Chris Beard, let's say Kentucky returns. Cal's still there. Kentucky returns to being Kentucky. Texas, Kentucky should be some great matchups, great TV games. Kentucky going to win. Kentucky will probably win the SEC. Okay. So it's a failure then, AJ? Chris Beard is a failure?
Yeah. Chris Beard, if you pour out a glass of water, he can walk on it. Chris
That's
Beard,
what some say. That's true. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Chris Beard can part. What's that little lake around down there by UT? Chris Beard can part that thing, man. Chris Beard is the answer to all that ails the world in Austin. So if Chris Beard, I don't want to hear him losing to Calipari. I don't want to hear him losing to Tennessee and to Alabama and I don't want to hear none of that.
LSU and Arkansas and
I want to hear it.
Okay.
Football I get.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't gonna beat nobody. They're gonna beat Vanderbilt. They're gonna beat I'm trying to see who they're gonna beat on the other side. They're gonna beat somebody on the other side, but basketball, no, they gotta win it all. They gotta win it all.
Okay, because the old ball coach Steve Spurrier was quoted. I read that before I joined you today. Basically, paraphrasing, he said he was asked about Texas coming to the SEC, and he said, "Well, they didn't win the Big 12, so he wasn't worried about them at all." So, but it's fact. He ain't lying.
They better beat them in basketball though. They better beat South Carolina. They better beat all them.
This is all money. I think majority of us can understand it's money, whether we agree with that move or not. I think long term it's going to hurt college athletics or semi-pro athletics. But Oklahoma football own the Big 12, own Big 12 football.
Yeah.
They're not going to own SEC football. Not even close.
Yeah,
they may what?
Oklahoma is going to come in the Big 12 in the SEC, and they're going to shock Bama. They're going to smack that Bama. Meet Lincoln Riley.
And what year is this? In 2 years? 2 years.
As soon as they get there.
Okay. So then what about Georgia and Auburn?
Georgia and Auburn ain't got off the hump.
And LSU.
And Auburn LSU had that one out of this world year. What have they done since then? Georgia and Auburn. Let me help you with Georgia and Auburn. They're like Memphis and give me somebody else from the AAC. They're like Wisconsin and Minnesota in the Big Ten. They're like Arizona and Washington in the Pac-12. If you go over to the ACC, they're like not Clemson. They're like North Carolina and Boston College. You know what I mean? They always look like they're going to have a good team, but then when it counts, they don't. I'm just saying. Okay,
you might be right. But okay, how about this? it's going to be more difficult for OU to shine and win the SEC than it would be in the Big 12.
So here's what I'm going to say. It's all going to depend on alignment. And I don't see them moving out. First of all, Alabama's going to get to pick where they go. If Alabama wants to stay in the west side of the SEC, they will. If they want to go to the east side of the SEC, they will. It's Alabama will not move unless they want to. So now it becomes who they align in the west, because it doesn't make sense to send either OU or Texas to the east. It just doesn't make sense. If they do that, it's all rigged. I hate it. I don't want to.
None of this makes sense, AJ, except for money. None of this makes sense.
But still. It's kind of like when they brought Bethune-Cookman and
FAMU
them into the SWAC. You know, they knew what they needed to do. They knew they needed to move somebody else
and move Alcorn to the west, right?
Move Alcorn to the east, and I don't see them making that kind of sensical decision in the SEC.
Okay, but what if they go with 16 teams, go to 4 pods of 4?
Now that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
So I hope that happens more. And then the pod, I'm not sure what you want to do. How about this for a pod? Texas, A&M, Oklahoma, and LSU.
Saban ain't gonna let that happen. Saban gonna be like, that's too easy. Make them come to me, like, you know what I mean. Say that I like it.
Easy for who? Oklahoma?
Anybody in that conference, in that pod. I'm sorry, anybody in that pod.
So I mean,
so what does Saban's pod look like? We talking about Mississippi State, Alabama, and Auburn.
Alabama, Auburn. You know what you want to do with Arkansas and Missouri. You got to put them somewhere.
Yeah, Arkansas, Missouri, Vanderbilt.
What you gonna do? Florida, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, as a foursome.
So no, you so I think you go Arkansas, Missouri. Who's further north? Kentucky. And who else?
I mean, that's fine. Okay, but so we're going. I have to think of I can't think of another team, but I was thinking.
You go Tennessee in there, and then you go South Carolina.
Okay, I forgot about South Carolina.
Florida, and somebody else.
Okay, well,
will be in that one. They ain't gonna have to do with that.
Well, we got Vanderbilt and Tennessee. You have them in the same pod.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Kentucky, and who?
That's why I say you keep it 8 on one side, 8 on the other, and let's get it.
Either way, the bigger the conference, the less chances you're going to see the teams in the other division, that other 3 pods, whatever, maybe once in 8 years, you know. So that part of it, rivalries are gone. It's all money now. We know what it is. It's
and Kris, I love it, but I don't care. I want them to tear it up. I want the NCAA gone.
Well, that's going to happen. I think that's inevitable. That's just a matter of time. Yeah.
I don't want mega conferences. I want super mega conferences. I want the Big Ten to take everybody from the MEAC. I want them to take everybody from any conference left out there. I want them to take everybody.
So the Big Ten takes the MAC, the Mountain West. Okay, how many teams do you want in a super mega conference?
20.
Okay, so not 30. You just want 20. That's not a.
Now wait. Now if we can get 30, I'll take it. I was just trying to save something for somebody else to eat, but we'll take 30. The big 30. Good God.
But what is that going to do, man?
Oh man, whatever they want to do,
So that's what the SEC is well on its way to doing whatever they want to do.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to listen to no SEC. You don't have to listen to no NCAA. You don't have to even fool with the college football playoff. You do your own, and you can literally stand on your own 2 feet and say, "Listen, we beat the top 30 teams in the country in our own conference. We're the champs."
I think 2 conferences can do that. The Big Ten and the SEC.
Right.
Pac-12 can't do it.
Yep.
They can't claim it.
Right.
The ACC, no.
Yeah.
So, and nobody else, and
Yeah.
not wasting time on anybody else.
And then we'll figure it out after that.
Because I could see, and folks will already do it, but believe it, they'd be all in favor of the SEC playing nothing but the conference members and then claiming to be national champions. And folks be like, okay, that's good. That makes sense to us. Yeah.
And let me just say this. We didn't go through what we went through in COVID for us to go back to the way it was after COVID. Somebody's going to go with this, a bigger version of what they saw. All conference play, no outside conference play. Let's get it.
You could be right. That's why I'm going to stick with basketball.
Basketball is going to be a part of it, Doc.
And they're coming for that too. So yeah.
Yeah, basketball is going to be a part of it, man. I hate to shut us off like this. Any comments you want to make on Simone Biles and the way that idiot up in Austin treated her? Aaron Ritz or whatever his name is, calling her a selfish, immature embarrassment, and then having to pull it down and apologize. I sent a message to his office trying to get him on my show. I don't know if he's going to come on, but rather than just be mad at him and trying to get a ski mask out, I decided I wanted to be more resolved and refined and have him come on and explain himself on the lunch break. So I don't know. He may answer, he may not.
I'm just, and I know the answer to this, I'm just curious if these haters of Simone Biles were so outrightously indignant of the previous president and everything he said, did, what about those bone spurs and all those things? They had problems about that, all that kind of stuff too, AJ. Did you have problems with everything he did, or y'all quiet about that stuff too, and you just picking and choosing, Simone Biles, despite all her gold medals and previous accomplishments and competing injured, previously to all this. But anyway, haters don't hate.
Kris, let me say this real quick. Most of the folks that are saying stuff like that. Oh, and she took up a space on the team from someone who would have had Olympic mentality. These are people that probably play fair, fun play soccer.
Yeah.
Where there was no competition. Because there's no such thing as you took up a space on the team. You earned it.
And she earned it.
And I'm sorry, she didn't get a chance to schedule her mental health crisis to fit with everybody else's opinion.
And I'll say this to those haters as well. Well, if y'all would have took COVID seriously a year ago, took care of everything, took care of your business a year ago, wash your hands, physical distance, all the things a year ago, instead of speaking out of hoaxes and nonsense, have fans. People are still being impacted by COVID. Lack of fans, lack of interaction with people. All those things impact athletes, whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
Some athletes perform better in front of large crowds.
Yeah.
Some complete opposite.
Yeah.
So, toss your rocks, get out of my way. I got things to do, like be on hosting Folks Talking Sports this Sunday, 7:00 on the Houston Roundball Reviews YouTube channel with Andy Yanez, Willie Gibson. Try to get AD Moore to come on, talk some Texans. Him or Kim Davis talking Texans. Yes, that's right. Texans. We're going to talk Texans, the draft, college hoops, Olympics, all those things. Folks Talking Sports. This past Sunday, we went 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was great. Didn't miss a beat. It was great. So we're trying to keep going forward. We believe what we're doing. Working on getting a logo. That's in the works as well. Moving forward, folks. Folks Talking Sports. So my website, HoustonRoundballReview.com. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube and Instagram, Twitter, VHR Review. I will announce a Twitter account for Folks Talking Sports in the future. Got that in the works as well. Bigger and better, man. Houston Roundball Review. Local name, national perspective.
Love you, bro. Be
you
safe.
too, man. Love you. Thank you, man. Take care.
All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. Of course, I got to go. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Sybil, what you got to say?
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley are calling on President Biden to extend the pause on federal student loan payments. They're also asking him to erase $50,000 per borrower. They say the president can do this by signing an executive order. And studies indicate that there are inequities, especially for Black graduates, often owing nearly double what their white counterparts owe. Johnson & Johnson is under scrutiny yet again. The pharmaceutical company is the target of a new lawsuit coming from the National Council of Negro Women. The lawsuit alleges that since the 1990s, Johnson & Johnson targeted sales of talcum powder products to Black women, knowing the concerns that it could cause ovarian cancer. Johnson & Johnson has denied the allegations and denies that its products cause cancer, despite a 2020 Missouri court ruling in favor of ovarian cancer victims who sued the company. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I want to appreciate my guest coming on today, Larry Williams, and all the great stuff that he does with players and with his boys, with his family. I mean, just a great dude. Y'all be sure and follow him, LDub Williams. And then, of course, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. What more can I say about that good brother? As always, not this, definitely this. I do. I love y'all. Nothing you can do about it. Have a great rest of your day. Congratulations, Suni Lee, all around gold.